Happy Monday, folks. As you tune in today and check out this interview with Anthony Stroud, better yet known as Ant Mack, Blue Money Book. Once you sit down and think about something, man, sometimes the stock market and learn about money is as easy as playing fantasy football. So I see a lot of people playing, NFL fantasy football, college fantasy football, all these footballs, learning about these leagues, memorizing names of teams, people percentages on certain plays and everything. Believe it or not, man, you take that same skill and that same ability and apply it to something that's in the stock market, or apply it to something that's as watching your IRA and things like that. You make it a lot better in life. Fuck making $1,000 at the end of the season. Let's try to get $1 million in the end of 20 years. You do the math. Sharif Hankins, Just Conversations.
How we doing today, folks? Welcome to season 4 of Just Convos. We want to thank you today for showing up as usual. Today I have the great Ant Mack / Anthony Harvey. This young man from a neighborhood uptown I grew up in also. How you doing today, young man?
Good and yourself?
Thank you for coming out today, man. You
Oh,
pretty
thank you
hard
for
to get,
inviting
man.
me,
You're pretty hard to get, man. We had to
man.
cancel, your lawyers on the phone, your managers on the phone. Nobody want to answer the phone some days, man. You're a hard guy to get a cat. It took me over a year asking, man. I was on Facebook for like almost a year saying, man, please answer the DM.
No, not at all.
No, I'm exaggerating. But again, man, thank you for coming out, man. Glad to see you, man.
Thank you, man. It's an honor.
That's good, man. So, first question I asked all my guests is, first thing is, did you grow up in the Philadelphia high school?
I did.
Okay, what schools did you go to during it?
I went to Pears, that was in North Philly. And then I went to Howe when I moved uptown.
Okay.
And I went to, we talking elementaries or just high school?
You go to high school,
All right, so high school was Northeast.
Okay.
Then I got kicked out of Northeast.
Okay.
Went to Shawcross, then Alany, and I finished in Alany.
Finished Alany? You graduated or you just said the hell with it?
I didn't graduate. No.
Didn't graduate? So you did the world tour. You did the world tour, but you didn't pick up the Grammy, huh?
I did. I ended up getting it, though.
End up getting it?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get there. So growing up, man, what was it like for you? Like, what did growing up in Philadelphia, what did that mean to you? What was that like? Like, was you artistic? Was you a savage? Like, what was you like growing up, like in Philadelphia? Like, was you just a good kid that liked to go to the store? Like, what's growing up in Philadelphia you as far as a childhood?
I was a loved kid. I was a popular kid.
Okay.
A lot of people followed me as a kid.
So you was a leader, natural leader?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay. So then we're gonna fast forward a little bit. I remember one time I come in my brother's room, I see this CD sitting down, and it's a group out, and they was on the radio. They was hot. They was picking up steam.
Right.
Tru Action, I think was the name of it.
Tru Action.
Tru Action. Yeah. At the time, I want to say my old barber at that time was managing you and another guy, I think.
Kurt Mills.
Kurt Mills, but I think what was your partner, Chubbs, I think.
Yeah. Mike Knox.
Yeah. So y'all guys was y'all was really running around out here putting it down with the music.
Yeah.
Was that what you remember about that time? Because y'all had some celebrity at one point.
Like 98, 99. That's when the Philly scene just started jumping off.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody would have to come to Broad and Alany to rap.
Yep,
battle.
At the store, at the record store right there.
Yeah, or no, just at the terminal.
At the terminal? Okay.
So you had like the Cassidys, the Freeways, the Lil Ruckies, the whoever that was somebody in the city, they would come up to Broad and Alany to battle.
Okay.
And they would always want to come either battle me or Cassidy.
Okay.
Or there's this guy named China Black. He was nice too, from down Logan.
Oh shit, I do it.
And I ended up recruiting him to our group.
For real?
Yeah.
I never seen him on no cover.
Cause I was the only one rapping. Like I was rapping since I was 9. Like,
okay.
After watching like Crush Groove and all that. Like,
you was on it. Like
yeah,
I gotta be a part of this.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay. So 9899. All right. So then what's the music scene like? Is it fulfilling to you? Or you like, man, this all right? Cause I remember when I was like around that time, like Philadelphia was still a hustle city. So niggas would laugh at rappers like back then.
That's why it was different for us, cause we, and like how it is now, it's bad, right? Because we was the ones that had to live what we was talking about.
Correct.
Like we was really
And
I was outside.
yeah,
Like,
you was
for
in the
real.
mix. You was
You
in
know
the
what I'm
mix.
saying? Like, I never was with people my age, so, and I was tall, so I could get away with, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember you always had that mild demeanor, always, but you was respectful every time I saw
Right,
you. What's
right.
going on? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Vice versa, yeah.
So, so now you out here rapping. So is the rapping starting to pay anything, or it's like a fame thing?
We had a buzz in the city, and Cosmic Cav was playing us a lot. We had deals on the table. Kurt would take us up to like Warner Brother and stuff like that, but they wanted to split the group up.
Oh,
And then one of the members got locked up, so we'd be having to perform a show. Somebody else got to say the part. It was bad. It was bad.
It was bad. Lot going on. I mean, back then, the
Yeah,
average.
and especially when you want to rap and you really want to live it, you get,
You get what come with that.
yeah. So somebody get locked up. That's, you know what I mean? I had several deals on the table at different periods of time, but it will always be me in my own way because I felt like I needed to support it. I gotta have the money to do it. I gotta, you know what I mean?
I gotta look. I ain't gonna have no
But-
broke ass rapper.
Rappers, they do go broke and then they end up getting the look. You know what I'm saying? It's the ones
definitely.
that's still out there doing it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, everyone is the odds of being who you say you are and broadcasting it to the whole world and making it out of this jungle that all of us have been a part of at some point is slim to none. Like by the time you start talking about it, either you ain't do it or you exit it. You exit it before you started talking
Right.
about it. But to really be in the mix, you know, and this is like pre-Instagram, pre-Facebook, and all
Right,
that stuff.
right.
So this is really like
Right, we
like,
had to be word of mouth.
yeah,
Like
word of
people-
mouth. Like yo, they rock
They
out.
didn't even know the face. People like, yo, you know the boys from up there, such and such. I'm like, what about them? I want to know if they say they corny or something.
You trying to feel the vibe first,
yeah,
huh?
yeah. Even when
Okay.
I was away, it was people like, yeah, you know.
Okay, so now we come into the 2000s. What starts to happen like early 2000s as far as you like as far as moving around in the city? Is the music slowing down or you?
So in the 2000s, like 2005, I was really on the music scene solo,
Okay.
like heavy. I was like the Batcave that started jumping off,
Okay.
running to Meek Mills and all that. I'm on like the Batcave DVD, but I had did some time. I did like a year, and the whole thing. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna read these XXL magazines. I'm reading these names of like A&Rs or people that work in the building, because this is my way of getting in the game.
Yeah.
So I would call labels and stuff. Hey, yeah, I got this artist. His name is Ant Mack. You know, like I'm.
Yeah. You act like
But they
your
would
own
bite
manager.
it because they like that. How do we even know this guy's name? They buzzing me right through. You know what I mean? And I would set up certain things. So, long story short, I was in the studio. I thought I stepped it up from the Batcave because now I'm in Larry Gold.
Okay.
with
Seven
like-
Spring Garden. That's a Spring Garden joint.
You know what I'm saying? So now
Or 12, I think 30.
Yeah, you was right,
Yeah,
you
Seven
was
Spring
right.
Garden. Okay.
I'm in sessions. I'm in, there with Grammy winners. You know what I mean? You don't even know. And now they liking me. Like, oh, just come down. You could come do it for free. So I'm getting in the game, but I'm still hustling. You know what I mean? I'm not letting off the gas with what I was doing.
So you actually hitting the gas and hitting the brake at the same time and not even paying attention.
Yeah.
You're making a lot of noise, but you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have the patience enough. So, and I thought I was smart. And, yeah. Like, there you go. I
Yeah.
just thought I was, because I
Yeah.
thought I had a different strategy. I couldn't.
Nobody
record.
know what I'm doing right now. I got it figured out. Everybody else be drawing. I'm chilling, so I ain't gonna get caught.
You know, God got a sense of humor or somebody.
Yeah.
Because he was like, all right, you won't get caught with what you doing, but I'm going to get you with something else.
Okay.
And that
And
was
so
it.
and so then now we lead up to something because now you hot, your name buzzing, and now there's something else. What is the travel to the something else?
Getting in, what they call it, the trap.
Getting in the trap.
You know what I mean? The trap is a trap.
And that happened in Philadelphia or
Out of town.
out of town?
Yeah, I was on the road a lot.
Okay. And when that happens out of town, what was like the repercussions of what happened out of town? I don't really want to know what happened. But
I ain't
if you,
going
you
to
can go in.
particular.
Yeah, you
But,
go into whatever you want to go into.
It just, like I said, thinking I knew how not to get caught selling drugs. There's other things that come with selling drugs. There's people that want to take your money or harm you.
Especially when you're foreign on their ground.
And if you who you say you is, you have to like
Let
hold
them know.
ground. And so that's how I end up in the situation where, you know,
And what you wind up coming out with that situation, like as far as like how long that situation put you up for?
I did 11 years.
11 years.
I was facing 40 years.
Okay.
So it was a crazy situation. But like my Cody, my cousin, he's still doing time for the situation.
Okay. What he got? The 40 or the
He got 20.
20? Okay, so he'll be
So
home.
by the grace of God, it was like it kind of went in our favor.
Okay.
I mean, and he was a stand-up guy, and it was like he ain't had nothing to do with that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But they wasn't trying.
They weren't trying to hear that shit. They
They
got
was
y'all. This in a small town.
Yeah,
They wasn't going
It
for that
was
shit.
crazy. I'm talking about like stuff you see on.
This like Ohio, right? This
Is in like northern PA,
Northern PA. Okay. Okay.
like near
okay.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Okay. Okay.
But like we went to trial on the weekend. Like they brought the jury to the
constable.
crime
They call
scene.
everything the constable out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
The constable.
Like, I'm talking about they had it. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
we was hustling out Altoona, Johnstown, Pittsburgh. We had a lot of different.
Little towns out there. Make a lot of money back then.
Oh man,
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, I know. Somebody told me about it.
Yeah, like it was. Well, I rap. I'm really rapping. But no, but on a serious note, it was stupid.
Yeah, a lot of wasted time, a lot of wasted potential.
Waste of time. I mean, because
So was those 11 years even worth it?
no, it don't add up to the math of even the money.
Yes, wasn't nowhere near it. So now you get hit with this 11 years, boom. At some point now, this is your, I guess God starting to whisper in your ear saying like, all right, baby, you got this 11, you're supposed to do 40, you got this 11. Now what are you gonna do now to make sure this 11 don't become a 40 or a 20?
Right.
So where do you start the transition?
Well, for one, what you saying, the big homie telling me like, you know what I mean, got you out of this, but also for the person who took the case,
Okay.
how could I go back?
Okay, how could I go back and you took everything for us?
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Yeah, I had to be a fool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the transition was already in play. It's just like you got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I was already like transitioning, but I was still trying to play the game.
Yeah, I know.
You know, so it was like, all right, I know I gotta do it 100%. There's no lukewarm. There's no hot, cold. You know what I mean? It's either gonna be hot or cold.
Okay. So it's safe to say that it's a big difference. Like some people, they think they just like drug dealers. They'll consider themselves, and other people consider themselves hustlers.
Right.
So you were saying I'm a hustler.
Yeah.
I just so happened to be selling drugs at one point in my time.
Yes, sir.
But that drug dealer would never describe me at no time in my life.
Nah.
I'm not a savage. I'm not none of that shit. But if I have to go in these certain things that we learned growing up in these neighborhoods, if I have to put on one of those faces that I got, I have no problem doing it. But I damn sure ain't gonna be just, you're not gonna pigeonhole me in this one thing.
Yeah, and you have to have options. So usually people sell drugs because they don't know no other options. And the options that's out there, they like, I don't want that.
I don't want that.
Like, cause I remember them telling me you could be a policeman, fireman, lawyer, doctor, basketball player.
Big
That
argument
it
with my
wasn't
pop.
really
I had a big
too
argument with
many
my
of
pop. I
that.
never wanted to be a police officer. My pop was like, man, you better go. And honestly, and this some real shit. If I can go back in time in my life, knowing what I know now and where I'm at in life, I would have been a police officer, but I damn sure would have went to the military and did that
Right.
20 years and be retired by now.
Just anything.
Yeah, like I had no idea. I would have got my GI Bill, bought a shitload of houses. Like it's so many ways to skin the cat. And when the older people talking to young people, older people just trying to steer them. So they ain't telling them like, hey, they tell them like, do this, and they talking at them. And the young person like, well, fuck you, I ain't got to listen to you. You ain't my mom, you ain't my dad. That's what the young people gonna lean on. You know what I mean? But they don't really hear it because the message becomes convoluted. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I want to get back to you. So now you're in this prison. You got to walk off these 11. So what type of things do you start picking up at that time?
So I was a leader in the prisons,
Okay.
and a lot of people
Gravitate
took a like,
towards you.
you know what I mean? So it was like the prison started not liking it. Like because now I'm trying to live a righteous life. I got people staying from robbing other people.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
them deaning. I got, you know what I mean, all types of
You
stuff.
got people on Salat, like ain't nobody bull
Yeah,
BS.
you know, and they didn't like it, especially when the white boys started coming. Like, you know, they were. But I wasn't doing it for that. Like, I wasn't creating a gang or anything.
No, you was just making it peaceful,
And
making
God
it
was
livable.
making it easy for me. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what kind of, it was like I was a political prisoner.
Okay.
That's how they treated me. Like, I mean, they treated me bad. I
So
ain't
they start
no
putting you in the
stories.
hole?
We'd be here forever, huh?
They start putting you in the hole and all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
Non-stop.
yeah, man. I had a guard. One lady. She said I called and I threatened to get somebody to come kill her and all that. Like just made this up. Like, you know, and it was crazy because I was fighting that type of case.
Yeah.
And you know, she was on a racist antic. They had hockey on one TV and they had basketball on another TV. I'm not into none of them.
Yeah,
I'm on Quran and I'm teaching the people that's at the table with me. But I'm still for the men. You know what I mean? So she telling the people watching basketball to be quiet, but she letting
everybody watching hockey and go crazy.
Yeah, it was just she just was on a power trip that day. So she y'all get loud one more time, turn the TVs off, this, that, and the third. Everybody going in. Mind you, we don't got nothing to do with these TVs. Or other, you know how it, you know, it's like the scenery, whatever. So that happened. She turns it off. So I tell everybody we not locking in. You know what I'm saying? So nobody was locking in. So she got mad, called the CERT team and the sergeant, lieutenant. They come.
Not the CERT team.
Yeah, but I'm thinking I'm cool with this captain or whatever.
Nah.
He's like, no, Harvey, no, it's good, right? So he's like, just lock in. It's okay. I go lock in. I'm in the middle of prayer. I got a kufi on my head and everything. I'm about to go down in prayer.
They start whipping that ass.
No, they come in with like red laser beams, like, get down, everybody get the fuck down and this down. They snatch, get that shit off your head.
Oh shit, for
They
real?
just disrespectful.
Yeah. They get crazy out there though. They definitely get wild.
So now they dragging us down the hall. They grab like all the Muslims. That's the only ones they had nothing to do with the TVs though, mind.
Nobody watching basketball.
It ain't even our fault. You know, they got, and then you know they do you can't look down the hall. They got your head down. Psychological stuff, right? Threw us in the things. Snatch your clothes off you, just violate you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they like, yeah, you're gonna be down there for 130 days, this, that, and the third. And you know the hole that's the worst place to be in. Just talking to yourself in the walls.
Back and forth.
You go crazy by that. Ain't too many push-ups you could do.
So then at that point, once you get out or whatever, when do you start studying the financial markets?
I started studying in there. So it was a Greek guy that I actually sold drugs to. His family owned a mall out in out that area.
Okay.
And they just sold it for like 50 million or something like that. But he was like the black sheep of the family.
Yeah, the drug addict.
So they just give him money to, you know,
get high
stay
and stay
away.
out their way. Yeah.
But he knows the financial stuff. And he always was getting like the USA Today and Wall Street Journal. I'm like, yeah, I want to learn about that. Like, let me know something about it. And then he basically was like, you really want to know about this, man? We just watch what y'all spend money on. He's crackhead though, so he's saying it jokingly,
but it's true.
So the light bulb went off in my head. Like I know what he meant by that.
Yeah, whatever niggas buy.
Basically, whatever niggas buy, that's what we buy.
That's what we buy. That's what we. So they buy it, and we buy the stock.
Yeah. So the light bulb went on my head was the power that it gave me. That information.
Okay.
I had money, so I got every book that it was on stocks, from Benjamin Graham to Jim Cramer to George Soros, whoever it was, you know what I mean? And then after I read them front and back, I knew that a lot of it was a bunch of BS. And
what about the intelligent investor and all that? All that?
That's
Benjamin Graham. Yeah.
But that's just value. Like, you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
what you like to do. You know, you long guy.
I'm long term. Yeah.
I don't believe in the government that much. So I got to be in and out. Just me, because I don't trust them.
You know,
I don't
listen,
trust their money or none of that.
one thing I know about life, man, you could put 30 people in this room, and 30 people can come up with 30 different ways to make it.
No, for sure.
And however it plays out is how it plays out.
Yeah.
So with me is I wasn't a long-term investor in the beginning of none of my shit because I come from a different background. You know, I'm all about buy it, flip it, keep it moving, right?
Right.
But then as you start to see things and being older, like being older is what makes me be a long-term investor. Because like, let's just say with real estate, even with gentrification, I remember when Francisville, it's a bunch of white guys walking around tapping on everybody's door. Let me give you $50,000 for the house. This is 1999. Well, these people, moms and dads, paid $10,000, $12,000 for a house. So their dream, most people's dream, is to have $20,000 to $50,000 cash in their pocket at one point. That is like most poor people. That's the best day of their life.
Right.
So I seen them guys take them houses for the $50,000, and I see them turn around and resell them for $200,000. And I'm like, well, hold the fuck up. So as I'm starting to see that shit, that's what started tipping me on long term. And then one time in 2008, I had a hell of a portfolio, and the market crashed, and I didn't get a chance to liquidate it. My shit liquidated itself.
Right.
I started losing shit,
Right.
and all the stuff I got stuck with, I deemed it as worthless in my mind. I deemed it as
And
worthless.
it bounced back.
The bounce back was amazing, but it took 4 years. So what I learned is that when you hold things 10 and 20 years, if they're the right things, the value is astronomical.
What? That's when you're into value, though.
Yeah.
So that's just the difference, like what you learn from intelligent investors, stuff like that. So it's growth and it's value. But at the end of the day, of course, you're gonna know, or you're gonna have a conviction on what the last 5-10 years.
Yeah, I mean, some things you'll have confidence in, other things you won't.
Right.
What I do when it comes to investing, I talk to the children. See, a lot of people,
for sure.
a lot of people try to. So my wisdom comes from the adults, from the old heads, right? They'll put me onto the things they saw when they was my age, right? So I take that. Now I go talk to the younger person and say, well, damn, what's hot right now?
That's my philosophy too.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that like digital money is coming. The kids that play Roblox have no need for money at all. They don't want to see cash. They don't want to count cash. Send it on their Cash App or send it in Roblox bucks. Either way. So what I'm saying is that they're already geared towards it. See, like my generation, we out of here. We like baby boomers. Nobody give a fuck about us. Like whatever we spending or whatever we do, that doesn't matter now. This new generation, they're getting ready to eat fake food.
Right.
They're about to be like the Jetsons.
Right.
You know, they're getting ready for this Jetson society.
And they getting it ready.
Yeah, yeah. So that's how I base what I'm going to be investing in for the next 10 to 5 years.
And that's the smart way to do it.
Yeah.
So like I said, I do the same with the philosophy as well as look at the culture. You know, and that's how I teach investing. You know what I mean? I have them look within, like, what do you like? What are you on? What's
you spending your money on?
You know what I mean? And I found a lot of jewels like that, like, you know, to name a few.
So at what point now, you in your sentence, where do you say, all right, well, what inspired you to write this book that we brought you up here today to talk about? This is the book right here. Very good book. What inspired you to write the Blue Money book?
Honestly, I wrote 3 books.
Okay.
But that book.
So what's the first book? Let's get into it. What's the first book?
They not published.
Okay. This is the first one you published.
Yes, that's
okay.
the first
All right,
one I
I'm with you.
published. It was more for the information to be out there for our people for a cheaper price and compile a bunch of information that they're gonna pay $100 for a book when I could just give it to you for lesser.
Yeah.
I would have gave it to them for free if I had my own printer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To print 200, 300 pages, I just gave it out. But I'm like, I'll use Amazon.
What's the reaction of people who stuck on? Because sometimes, like when you go to jail, right? People stuck on that one version of you.
Yes.
Not even when you go to jail.
You're
in
right.
life. In life. No, just in life. Period.
Right.
People get stuck on one version of you, and when they see you again, they remember the one version, So then I'm quite sure when you come talking about some shit like this amongst your peers, they be like, man. I mean, do they be like, man, this I can't say what they say. I
No,
don't
no,
know.
I'm with you.
Do they be like, this nigga tripping, or here come Ant with this dumbass shit? Like, how they be? Because I know how people treated me when I talk about real
Sometimes
estate.
it's scary to me
What you mean? Explain it.
because they come up to me like I'm somebody all we up here, and they be like, I know who you is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still the same person, but they think like you so smarter than them because you know a couple words out
Yeah.
of the financial.
Because of the markets.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, no, you know the same.
So that's like an admiration thing. So
Yeah,
so
I don't get. I mean, I haven't got it to my face. It's always like, yo, man, like, you know what I mean? You know.
Pioneer Elite Care is committed to treating each individual with dignity and respect. We take pride in providing quality care to those who require assistance at home. Contact us now.
Excellence is our standard.
Excellence is the rule,
Never the exception.
PioneerEliteCare.com